is my rendition of snacks and breakfast right now. So if you're anything like me, I've got 4 kids at home. They are constantly wanting food, like all the time. So if I make sure that they've got enough protein in their breakfast and their snacks and healthy options, they will last longer. They won't bug me as much, which of course, with the 4 kids, homeschooling and running a business, that's a necessity. So here are a couple of quick snacks, and I do apologize, the lighting in my kitchen right now, we need to get the pot lights fixed. However, I'm not able to have anybody come in right now. So hopefully you can see everything okay. So the first thing I want to share with you is that I made popcorn before I started in the multi-purpose steamer. If you have the multi-purpose steamer, please make sure that you shout out and say what you love about it. So I cook everything in this. I can do a whole chicken in it for 20 minutes. I can do fish for 4 minutes. I can do ground meat for like 4 minutes. I can do baking. You can do popcorn. You can do bacon. My husband Jay loves bacon. I don't want to clean it up. So using this means that I can literally just do the bacon and pour the grease into a can and get rid of it. The bacon is done between 5 and 8 minutes, no mess. This goes in the dishwasher. But for tonight, I'm using popcorn, and I already put it in a bowl because I'm going to reuse the multi-purpose steamer in a minute to show you another idea. So inside here, I did a double batch because our family eats a lot of popcorn. So the first things first, you've got different options for seasoning. My son likes the maple kettle corn. He's got a sweet tooth big time. If you like kind of a sriracha smoky, it would be the smoky sriracha sea salt, and it's a grinder. You just grind it on so it's nice and fine. Another option, if you want like a Parmesan kind of feel, great for vegetarians as well, is the smoky roasted tomato. That's a nice little flavor as well. You can also, if you want, do the new caramel sauce. Make the caramel sauce up, put it on, drizzle it on the popcorn, and put it on our bacon roll, and do it in the oven, and it becomes caramel popcorn. But our family, it's always mac and cheese. I go through, every time I order, I have to order about 12 of these packages, just simply because we go through it so much. So this is like the equivalent of the healthy version of Smart Food. And literally all I do is just sprinkle it on, and like I said, the girls, it's definitely the girls are my favorite, and then just shake it around and it sticks to it. So the key thing is, if you do not want to add oil or butter to the steamer popcorn, the key is take it out of the microwave, and I'll send a snapshot below this of how long it takes depending on which microwave or which popcorn you're using. No oil or butter is needed for the steamer. However, the key is if you want the seasonings to stick to it without that, open it up right away because of the steam, and sprinkle it on. If you want to use a little bit of butter or oil, spritz it on, that's really cool too. So that's the first snack. So that's going to be tomorrow's snack when they watch a movie. Now I'm going to use the steamer in a second way. This is a breakfast. So again, I'm using the multi-purpose steamer, and I'm going to do the Power Up breakfast. So I've got some strawberries that I had from the summertime last that I froze. And now, of course, we're using everything out of our freezer. So I've got 4 cups of berries in there. And I'm going to use my Summerberry fruit dip. Absolutely fantastic with yogurt. And it saves 15 cups of sugar per year per person for switching from regular yogurt to just plain yogurt with one of our fruit dips. So I'm just going to sprinkle that on. And I'm going to be honest, the jar is basically empty, so I'm just going to add a little bit extra because, well, don't want to have to put it back in the cupboard. So that's the Summerberry fruit dip. It also makes really great lemonade. If you're so inclined, you can always add some vodka to that. All right, so we've got this here. I'm going to put this in the microwave without the lid on for about 4 minutes, just to, because they're frozen, to thaw them. All right, so that's going to be cooking. I'm going to be doing that. The next thing I want to show you, and I've already pre-done it just simply because, I'll be honest, my machine is pretty old. I had it since I think before I was married. Actually, I got it down in the States. So if you don't know me, I'm from just north of Toronto. But my husband and I used to go down to the States, oh, no, I made a mess, all the time. And so what's inside here is our Power Up Bliss Balls. Now, if you, I'll have it the Canadian catalog. You can see it right here. If not, you can always go on my Epicure, and it's called Power Up Bliss Balls. And this is great. It can be a breakfast or it can be a snack for the kids. So inside here was 1 cup of dates, a half a cup of nut butter or peanut butter, whatever you use, a half a cup of hemp hearts, and 2 scoops of the Power Up. You could use the vanilla as well, but my kids love chocolate. The Power Up protein blend. So maybe 100% honest here, I was never a protein blend person ever. It wasn't until Epicure sent me the original protein blend, the vegan vanilla one, for free, that I was like, okay, well, I'll start using it. So I will be honest, again, I am not a smoothie person in the cooler months. I like it in the summertime, but not so much in the winter months. Breakfast has got to be warm for me. And so I use either one of these instead in my baking. So the kids go to school, I need to make sure that they have enough protein. So I will make sure I sneak this in the pancakes, in the waffles, in the muffins, you name it. It goes in it because I have to make sure that they're full. If not, they're just not going to perform well at school, or at home they're just going to bug at me. So inside here, I've used the chocolate. It's 2 scoops of the vegan the vegan protein, and then 4 splashes of milk. Now it does look kind of grainy when you first look at it, but then all you're gonna do is just smush it into balls. And then put them in a glass container or mason jar, whatever you've got, and then put them inside your fridge. The kids absolutely love these, and they can help themselves to it. I know it's not a big deal. So again, I'll do these later on, but you get quite a few of them in here, and it's very easy. The kids can even do it. So that's the second snack I've got. So that's called Power Up Bliss Balls, and you can use either one of the protein blends for it. Highly recommend it, because when you have it inside your house, you run out of protein, you've got an option, shakes, baking, things like that. And I've really made a mess, excuse me. All right, so that's that one there. All right, so that is the fruit is almost done for the crumble. That's a breakfast thing, although last week, I'm only going grocery shopping about every 2 weeks, and I'm doing it for both my parents' households. So there's 3 households that I'm going grocery shopping for. I'm only going out to Costco once every 10 to 2 weeks, that's max, and I do a big load up. And so I have to be also creative of how I'm using up the rest of the stuff in the house. We are a family of 6. And so I have to make sure that it's cost effective and sanity saving, because we are doing homeschooling, and of course, again, I've got my business here as well. So this one has been lunch actually a couple times, but you can use it for breakfast too. So again, the strawberries with the summerberry is just cooking in there right now. Inside this prep bowl, this is a 4-cup prep bowl. We used to have them, may come back in the future. Highly recommend them. I absolutely love them. So we do have always and I'll share with you in a minute, our smaller 1-cup prep bowl, but the 4-cup prep bowl I just love because it's got the same silicone lid, but it's great for leftovers, and you can see what you've got, things like that. So again, not saying anything, but if it did ever come back, you'd want to let your consultant know that you were interested in them. So inside here is the 1 cup of oats, and then I'm using the apple pie seasoning. You could also use cinnamon, and I'm just using 1 teaspoon. So our 4-in-1 tablespoon, teaspoon, half teaspoon, and then the lime for 1/4 teaspoon. And I'm just going to use 1 teaspoon for this. And then I better get a spoon for this. All right, so just stir it around. And again, the girls are really into, actually my son is too, into doing the cooking and the baking right now, which is great. Like homeschooling, you can talk about math, all kind of stuff. They're learning lots of life skills, but also it's just good entertainment for them. And, now they can crack eggs by themselves.
Evening, everybody. So I wasn't planning on going live tonight, but I am already doing
my other phone went wonky on me. So where was I? Oh yeah, so my kids are doing a lot of cooking with me right now. And so, which is great. And then I have them learning how to do the cracking of eggs and everything. So therefore, they're doing a lot of this with me. And therefore, they're going to be able to do it in the future, and I'll be able to sit back. All right, so inside here, it's a 1/4 cup of mixed nuts. I've got walnuts here. They like them. You can use whatever you want. So basically about a handful, and just crumble it up. If you want to add a little bit more, that's totally fine. That's up to you. All right. And then you're going to add in either butter or coconut oil. I do have coconut oil here, so I'm going to use it up because, again, it's sitting in the back of the pantry for a little bit. And then that's just the topping of it. Okay, so let's just see here. Oh. Okay. All right, so again, inside here is just the cup of oats, apple pie spice. I did the coconut oil, quarter cup of coconut oil, or you could use butter if you have it, and about a handful of mixed nuts. So that's gonna just be the crumble topping. All right, so inside here it's gonna be really steamy. You're gonna see that the strawberries are already there. You can use any mixed nuts, any mixed berries that you want. And then you're just gonna sprinkle it back on. So like literally just making a regular crumble. Oh shoot, I did forget one step. My mistake. I forgot to add the vegan protein blend for this one. I knew I forgot something. So it's 1 scoop into the topping. That's where it means that the kids will not bug me later on. So again, just using the protein blend. All right, there we go. So again, the protein blend is good. It's got probiotics in it. So it helps with the gut health, which is always helpful. It's got 20 grams of protein in it. So again, that's how much adults are supposed to have in a meal. So if I'm doing a smoothie for the kids, I normally make one for the adult size, and then I just split between the kids. And so the crumble's got quite a lot here. Just dump it out now. And then I'm not gonna do it right now because it's gonna be my breakfast tomorrow, but I'm just gonna leave. What I would do is I'd put it back in the microwave for 4 minutes, and then the crumble would be done. You could add a little bit of Greek yogurt to it if you wanna add a little bit more protein, and that's the breakfast. So that's what we're gonna have. And then the last one I want to share with you, which has been wildly popular in my kitchen. The kids fight over making it all the time. And that's the new banana bread. And so what's going to happen is I've got in here 2 bananas. You can have them, like let's say they're ready to go, they're about to go off. You can put them in the freezer until you're ready to use them. These ones were ready to go. So I'm just mashing them up with the meat separator. Meat separator is great for meat, mashed potatoes, guacamole, or in this case, bananas. Then, because, again, I'm just being honest, I don't want to go to the grocery store, so instead of using the 2 eggs, I'm going to use ground flaxseed or ground chia seed. Either one works. So for every tablespoon of the ground flax or chia, it's 3 tablespoons of water. I'm using my little 1 cup prep bowl there. And you just stir it up, and it just becomes kind of like it just becomes thicker, right? So it mirrors the egg consistency that you would have. And that's all you want. So again, I'm making it vegan, but it's just because I don't want to go to the grocery store and I have enough eggs right now for one more go for our family. So that just sits there. And then the other thing, I need my oil, where did I put it now? Over here. And then I'm just gonna use the oil, and it's a 1/4 cup. And as you can tell, I have made this so many times that I know the recipe inside out. So it's a 1/4 cup. And again, the sides are marked 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and the top is a full cup. It comes with a lid, so I actually let my oldest, who's 9, go to school with these. No problem, the lid goes on top, and then it comes home. I don't have to worry about any messes. It doesn't, as long as the lid's on tight, I'm all good to go. So I'm just gonna put this, you can see it's kind of like that egg consistency if you want it to be a vegan snack. And I just realized I didn't bring out my mix, so I apologize. Okay, so the new banana bread mix. So all of our items are gluten-free, and the baking is super, super easy to do. All right, so just dump it in and stir it around, and then you're completely done. And I forgot the other spoon. Oh my goodness, I'm a mess. All right. So if you are a baker, the spoons that we have, or anything that's purple, is silicone. So food grade safe silicone that includes the steamer, everything like that. It goes up to 425 degrees. So if you have like a frying pan, you have your flipper on it, it's not gonna melt. And it's also got the, like I said, the steel inside, so therefore it's super strong, which is great that way too. It's not gonna break on you. And if you can see, it cleans up all the batter, so you are totally not going to waste your money, which I know many of us right now are wanting to make sure that we're being as frugal as we can. All right, so that's that. If you want, you can add in some chocolate chips, which I do, not gonna lie. A little handful there. The other thing I do add every single time is I do add, again, the protein powder because I don't want the kids bugging me. And so even if they just get an extra gram or so of protein, it's fine by me. And then if you are so inclined, you can always add some walnuts to it as well. I think I'm just gonna leave it as such today. But super easy. Like I said, my oldest daughter saw me set this up tonight and she's like, "Oh, are you making banana bread? Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Not this time." But don't worry, we'll be going through it again in like a day and you're gonna wanna help me in a day. So there the batter is, and I'm just using this small rectangular steamer this time. Plunking it in here. If you wanna use your oven, you can.
All right, so again.
Sorry, if you want to use your oven, you're more than welcome to. I prefer to just use my microwave. I'm just that lazy. So, oh, sorry, just 1 second. Technical difficulties. All right, so there we go. Yes, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I've had a little bit of technical difficulties today with the internet, so I'm guessing it's because everybody's online. So, all right, so there it is in the pan. I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 7 to 8 minutes. That's it. So again, it's super easy for the kids to make themselves their own snack depending on how old they are. Or you can use the silicone steamers in the oven up to 425. So again, it's just saving you time and money and energy because if you've got little people running around, you don't really want them getting into things. So again, just a quick recap. The popcorn was made in the steamer, only a couple minutes, and I just used the Costco size popcorn, and I grabbed one of the seasonings. You can mix and match. The other one that we have are the Power Up Bliss Balls. So again, full of protein. It'll last the kids or yourself. Won't drive you nuts. Super easy to make as well. I can send that recipe out. It can be used with either one of the protein blends. I know that Canadians, we have both the protein blends. Americans, you have the right now the vanilla, but the Power Up chocolate one is a promo for this month, a taste test. Then I have the crumble that's going to be for tomorrow's breakfast, or this could be alternatively like left in the fridge for a couple days. And then I've got the banana bread in the smaller steamer, and it's going to be done in the microwave in 7 to 8 minutes, and that's it. So again, thank you for bearing with me. I know my phone was kind of glitching on me a little bit, but here are some different recipes of how to keep your kids out of the fridge and also keep them involved. If you've got kids or if you are working right now, maybe you just want to plan ahead and have these snacks and breakfast ready to go so that you don't get the COVID-19, I hear, the 19 pounds that we're all supposed to be gaining. Anyway, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Night.